Soapy. I'm Rebecca Budig.
And I'm Greg Rikaart. And on today's show, two of the hottest new young actors in soaps.
Yeah, they're my Bold and Beautiful co-stars. Christian Weissmann and Lisa Yamada.
They may be
Look at how cute they are.
They are beautiful, both
really
of them.
cute. They know how to work tech and everything.
Yeah, well, most people do. They may be new to soaps, but they already have very impressive careers in primetime and films. And Christian Weissmann is a published poet.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful book of poetry, but no offense to Christian. Lisa Yamada, who plays Luna Nozawa on Bold and Beautiful, just won a Daytime Emmy for Emerging Talent. I mean, they were both nominated, but she won.
That's right, I was there.
And it was historic.
I got to see her historic win. She was the first ever winner of the new Daytime Emmy category for Emerging Talent.
And she's the first Asian American actor from a network soap opera to win an Emmy in an acting category in Daytime Emmy history.
That's amazing. I think, Becky Jo, that there should be another new category next year that we could put ourselves into called Waning Talent.
I think you should put yourself in that category.
Ha ha. Okay, maybe I will. Okay, so let's get this train back on the tracks.
Okay.
We spoke with Christian and Lisa just days before the 2025 Daytime Emmys, and
yeah, it was really fun to talk to them leading up to the award ceremony, and I hope you enjoy our conversation with Christian Weissmann and Lisa Yamada from The Bold and the Beautiful. Lisa Yamada and Christian Weissmann, welcome.
Hello.
guys.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so
you.
excited
Thanks
you're
for being
here.
I'm
here.
so excited.
What is it like as a young person to come onto a show like that is so fast-paced, like a soap opera?
It was scary.
Very intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Lisa and I chatted before I came on, and she was like, yeah, I was like, I have like 10, 15 pages today. And she's like, what an easy day. And I was like, I'm sorry, can you go into more detail about that? And she's like, you'll see.
Wait a minute, you chatted before, so were you friends before this
Yes.
show?
We
You
were.
were?
Yes.
We were. We
How-
met.
how-
We
you
met
friends?
in 2022.
Yeah.
It was February 2022.
You're like, it was February 14th, 7:42 p.m.
Yeah,
and 30 seconds.
what's your meet
Yeah,
cute?
tell us
We
your
want the whole
tell
thing.
us your story.
well, we got cast in a cute little movie together, but Christian was off busy doing things in New York. So he missed the first couple days.
I missed the first couple days. I was working on another movie in New York, and they were starting on the film, and they had going out with the whole cast and everybody, and everyone was
Yeah.
21, 22. So I missed that. And then I showed up to set on the third day, and everybody was already best friends, and I
Yeah,
was just
we were
the
like, "Who
odd
is
man
this
out.
guy?"
And I was like, hi, please.
But I
give
feel
me
like I've
attention.
known of you forever.
So scared of that. What does that mean?
Well, I feel Christian's a socialite. He
I
he
am
knows
not.
everyone.
I'm an 83-year-old woman that likes to sit home and drink my
Oh, you
tea
mean
and
you're
watch
me?
Gilmore Girls.
Oh, you mean you're
That's what I'm
me.
saying. I'm gonna be you,
Okay,
and she's gonna be
okay.
her. It's a very easy
So
thing.
you share the same friend circles or something, maybe?
I feel like that's been more recently.
I have a yearly Christmas party, and
Yeah.
I would always invite her, and we would just hang out with groups of friends. But then once I was up for Bold and I got it, I knew Lisa was on it, and I was so excited because I just realized that the universe is, it's destined to put us together
Yeah.
There's
one
no
way or
accidents.
another.
Well, you see the two of them together, and you can tell that you have an affection for each other, and
Yeah.
a real sweet relationship.
Oh,
Oh.
we're putting it on
Yeah,
for the cameras.
yeah. Second these cameras go off, we'll be arguing. But we didn't I don't know. When the show started, we weren't supposed to be together. That we tried to fight for it.
I know. It's every single time I can get a second with Brad, I'm like, Luna and Remy could have a cute little Bonnie and Clyde moment.
See?
Sprinkling ideas. But
you gotta
I've been
secret
doing
that.
that from the jump. When Christian told me that he was up for it, I went upstairs. I was like, Christian Weissmann is the most talented actor, and you'd be so lucky to have him.
And then I didn't get it.
Wait, did you audition for a different role first?
I auditioned for a few. Oh my God, I auditioned for Bold the first time when I was 15. Wow. So 10 years ago. It was one of my first auditions when I started visiting LA. And I remember me and my mom went to TV City, and I did a chemistry read, and I was so excited, didn't get it. And then I auditioned again 3 years later, so excited, didn't get it. And then it was last year in the beginning of the year, I had one final audition. I was so excited. Me and Lisa went to get coffee after, and we were okay, this might be my life. Didn't get it.
Are you serious?
And then 3-4 months after, I got a call from manager, and he was like, hey, like the people at Bold like have this role that they think you would be good for. Like it's a
like-
couple episodes.
And
They
like,
don't
you'd
really
be perfect to play the stalker.
Yeah, they were like, they were like, it's a couple episodes. Like you don't have to audition. Like they think you'll be great in it. And I was like, I'm so flattered. Okay, like this sounds amazing. Tell me more. And they're like, well, you know, you'll do your first couple episodes in one day, and then it'll potentially be more. And I'm like, so like, what's the character? And they're like, well, they just like they thought you would like fit it really well, and it connects. And I was like, okay, please like explain. And they're like, yeah, it's this like psycho stalker that ruins a girl's life and chases her around the entire country. And
I mean,
was
you
like,
give that off. So
yeah, I was like, I'm so glad they got that. And the 4 times I went in for like the nice, sweet, humble man.
Yeah.
Well, we have that in common because my introduction on Young and the Restless was to play an internet stalker who was 25 at the time and gave a 15-year-old girl chlamydia. Yeah.
Oh my God, we were following
When
in each
was
other's
this?
footsteps.
See? And then
Years ago.
Okay.
Years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago. And then and you were also a bad girl on All My Children, weren't
Yeah, I
you?
was a bad girl on All My Children.
Why don't you tell them what you called Bianca?
I
What'd you call
bullied-
Bianca?
Well, so Susan Lucci's character, Erica Kane, had a daughter who came out as gay. And my character was she had the secret, and I knew the secret. My character did, and I bullied her and called her Lesbianca. I mean,
you believe
that
her?
wouldn't fly today.
Lesbianca.
But I was
Oh
a
my
bully.
God, I had one of you in middle school.
Oh my God, I was a bully. But you know what? Let's talk about that. You came on the show and you were stalking a girl.
Yes.
And then they flipped the switch.
Yes.
And now you are with Harrison Cohn, who
I am.
and who plays
Deke.
Deke.
Deke,
That's right,
yes.
Deke. And so now you're with a guy on the show.
And if
How
I'm
did
not
you-
mistaken, it's the first gay same-sex couple on Bold and Beautiful.
Yes,
correct?
we're the first.
So how did you feel about was
Yeah.
that? Did they talk to you about that? What was it like?
Yeah, they reached out to me like early in the summer, and like I hadn't like Remy, I wasn't sure like what was gonna happen with Remy, and they were like, oh, like we have this idea that could be a really interesting turn, and it could be really special for the show, and it could be part of Remy's redemption arc into like showing everybody that he cares about that he's like really being open about who he is and his sexuality. And I was so excited when they told me that. I mean, I was, you know, eager and like nervous, excited to see like how it was going to be dealt with. But I feel like Brad and everybody dealt with it with like such care and such grace. And
You know, I have a story to tell. When I was in high school,
yeah,
I went to prom with a guy, okay, who was gay and obviously wasn't out.
yeah.
And we were friends, but we went to prom. And the next day, he told everyone I was a slut. And I didn't even kiss him. I hugged him goodbye. He wanted to go to an after party, and I was like, you know, I was like the girl that never did drugs. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna stay at this like this school after party, which was just whatever. Anyway, he told everyone I was a slut, and then he eventually came out, and I saw him later, and he's like, I was gay, and I had to like. So for you to stalk this girl and do this horrible thing to her, it really reminded me of that moment.
Did you
in
ever
my
tell this story
childhood.
to Brad? Because
No,
maybe
I didn't. I didn't. But
He got some
But when
inspo.
that story came, I didn't really follow all the details of your
Yeah.
story, to be honest. But I was like, oh, he did this awful thing to this girl, but maybe because he wasn't being truthful about his own
It would
sexuality.
track.
Who knows? It would track for me.
Yeah.
anyway.
Support gay rights
My real
and gay
life.
wrongs.
Gay rights,
That's what
yeah.
I
It ruined my
always
life. I
say.
mean, I was like
Oh my
devastated.
God.
I was like,
That was quite a segue though, because you were like, Brad handled the story with the utmost amount of care, and then you
And you're like, this
start
really
telling the
reminds
story,
me of
and
this
I was,
awful
time in
person.
my life.
and it
I
because
was
he
not
gay.
expecting you to say what you ended up saying.
We've all done things we're not proud
well,
of.
he
I
came
get
out.
it.
He apologized to me later at some,
Yeah.
you know.
I think like
reunion.
with Remy's story too, it's like I think part of the reason that he was doing all these things is like he really was trying to run away from who he was, like as I don't know, in a way that he thought nobody else would see through it. And I think I really related to that as a kid, where like, you know, people tell you like this is what you are, and it's often like in a derogatory way, and you're like, I don't even understand that, like I don't know what it is, so you try to run away from it as much as you can.
Yeah.
And I think me and Remy really shared that in common. I obviously didn't do those things to a girl,
Right.
but I think he is really like trying to just like show remorse and take accountability, which is something I feel like a lot of the evil characters and like some of the bad characters don't necessarily do. So I hope that
Who are you
people.
talking about?
You kept a
I'm
friendship.
not talking about anyone.
But you did keep a friendship with Luna on the show, and
No
Luna has
comment.
done some
Yeah.
horrible
Yeah,
things.
let's
No
talk about
comment.
Luna
No
for a
comment.
second.
Like, how much time do you have?
I mean, we've got time.
It's got 120
I want to
minutes on
talk
the
about
card.
how much you've had to do on the show. Congratulations on your nominations. Obviously, we talked about that a little
you.
earlier.
Wait,
but
this is what you guys did before,
I
right?
did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe. That's what we said the morning of the thing.
But
Yeah.
I remember one day I was in the hair and makeup room and you were like, I have to cry again. I mean, that you went through a lot crying on that show.
I feel like on soaps, like once they see that you can cry, they're like, let's just keep doing that. And honestly, it is very cathartic. I will say it's helped in like my personal life. I don't really cry anymore because, as Ariana Grande once said, I have no tears left to cry.
I remember her saying that.
She said it to you.
Yeah. But no, in the beginning, I was playing like this sweet virginal girl, and no one was buying it. But I was just kind of there to, be, the girlfriend.
Sure. Yes.
And I like drunkenly told Brad at a Christmas party, I was like, Brad, I want to be bad. And he was like, okay. And I meant like a badass, but he totally took it and ran with it. But honestly, I really appreciate it. I feel like I've, I
got
do
to do
cry
a
a
lot.
lot, but I do get to do a lot.
Yeah.
I have a question. I don't know about if this has happened to you on the show, but when I had to cry for a long period of time when my husband died on the show, and your body tells yourself you're sad. Did you go through sort of any sort of sadness in your life, like I didn't get depressed, but I certainly, I don't know, I felt sad in my own personal life because my body just I just was crying all the time.
Yeah. I feel I didn't have that problem. Maybe I'm not as good of an actor. But well, sometimes when they yell cut, I need a moment, like I'm still crying, like I'm still hyperventilating and stuff. But no, honestly, I would go home and be like, all right, what are we doing tonight? Like,
For the folks at home, we're talking about Brad Bell, who is the head writer of Bold and Beautiful.
Yes, the producer.
Just in case that was not
yes,
clear.
that's true.
No, but I think I can relate to both what you were saying where, first off, once they, and not just on soap operas, but like even, you ever go back and watch like the first few episodes of a sitcom and you're like, the rhythm's not quite there yet. But once they find like what a character's strengths are, they write to that. And so if they know you can cry, of course they're gonna keep you. And Michelle Stafford was saying the same thing, that like her, Phyllis being in turmoil on Young and Restless is the sweet spot for her, and that is really where she shines, so they give her a lot of that. I feel like I had a harder time when I was younger, and I was the angry young man and had to access a lot of that, like those tumultuous feelings on the regular. Now I think I'm better at, okay, this is my job. I can like, it's almost like some free therapy to just, get it out and then go home and back to life.
I feel like that's the case for me. Like if I had a bad day the day before, I just kind of cry it out on set.
Yeah.
But that is interesting what Michelle said, because I feel the same way. I feel like when I have a lighter day, I'm like, I didn't do a good job. That wasn't. But then when I have like 80 pages of dialogue, I'm like, oh, I did so good today, and I feel really good.
So,
and, yeah.
We glossed over it a little bit, but you started to mention about your entree into daytime, and for you too, having worked in primetime and film, was it challenging? Because we know the pace is what it is, and how did you handle the pace and having to do
Learning all that
as much
dialogue.
as you
Oh
have
my
to do?
God. I feel like, joining a new project, period, is so daunting. But honestly, out of everything I've done in my career, my first day on Bold was the most nerve-wracking thing.
Really?
But I think Brad was looking out for me because my first scene was with John McCook and Jennifer Garris.
Oh yeah.
So he was like, she'll be okay in their hands. But I did slow down production. I can tell that they were like babying me and like letting me do a couple takes, but oh my God, it was so terrifying. And yeah, it's just
Well, it goes so
crazy,
fast.
like-
I think,
so
I
So
think when
fast.
you do primetime or film, they move fast now too, but it's not as fast. They give you more time.
You have
But it's like,
coverage. and
yeah, and we
cover it,
spend
yeah.
the whole day rehearsing, and
Yes.
it was like my first time where the director will come and be like, okay, on this line you go here, this you go here, and then on you have a flashback, so look over there, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's hard, but
Yeah.
no, I feel like it was pretty easy to pick up though. I mean, when you're there every day, it's like it's like muscle memory.
It's a moving train. You just have to jump on it.
Having
Yeah,
done
truly.
Cruel Summer, did you have any trepidation about going and joining a soap?
I feel like there's always been a stigma, but for me, like I do this because I love to do it. I mean, love to act. So I was never like, I'm too good for that or anything. If anything, I feel like being on Bold has taught me that like soap actors are one of the most hardworking, talented actors I've ever. I mean, a director made a joke about Katherine Kelly Lang being like, she can, if her coverage is this side, she can cry out of her right eye. And like,
that's wild.
It's just like crazy.
She's just greedy for that. I'm so jealous.
Right?
That's so
Hand
crazy.
it over.
I know. Teach me your ways.
Yeah, but I was shocked. Like my first month, I was like, I cannot believe how dedicated everyone is. And
I drank the Kool-Aid early on though, because I'm a worker bee, and we talked to Heather and Lawrence about this too.
Who are on the Bold and Beautiful? Heather Tom.
Heather Tom and Lawrence St. Victor. There's no other medium where you get to the quantity of work that we get to do and how much we get to act is just such a gift.
Yeah, I was just speaking to like a report interviewer earlier this week. I was saying like, I mean, what other show can you put someone in a cage and kill 2 people and then sexually assault someone and have multiple paternal options and like all these things. It's like I'm just perfecting my craft and working that muscle, and I love it here.
Great.
Yeah. I want to talk about you, Christian.
Oh no. Okay.
You have been really forthright about your sexual abuse at such a young age, at 8. I think you were 8 years old. And you wrote a piece about it, and you've written for the LA Times, your op-ed piece and stuff. So what made you come out and talk about that and be so forthright about it?
Oh God. I think part of it was I really was trying to figure out who I was within like a couple weeks of the pandemic starting. Like February 2020, I was like starting to tell like my mom and my dad and like my closest friends like who I was and really come to terms with my sexuality. And then like 2 weeks later, it was like boom, pandemic, locked in. And I was like, oh my God, is this a punishment from God being like, you stay inside and think about what you did? And I was like, okay, I want to try to be proactive in this time to really figure out the person I want to be. And thank God for Zoom therapy and my lovely therapist, Barbara, who was like really guiding me on a path of like journaling every day, writing out every little ugly thing that crosses my brain and knowing that like nobody has to see it. And I don't have to show this to anybody if I don't want to, but it's such a cathartic process to just take all of these crazy thoughts in your head and all these feelings that you've been bottling up for so many years and be like, okay, I can look at it, it's outside of me now, and I can deal with it. And I think with writing the pieces, it started more as like I wanna come out and I wanna talk about my experience. I came across another piece for this like, this column in the LA Times called LA Affairs, and it was about like relationships and dating and love and heartbreak. And I was like, I had been writing for quite some time at that point, and I had a few essays that I never thought about publishing, but I saw at the bottom of the essay, it was like, feel free to send us your pitch at, LA Affairs, at latimes.net. And I was like, okay, should I just do it? And I read it to my mom, and she was like, that's great. Like, I would probably shorten this part. And I was like, I already sent it. And she was like, okay, then it's fine. It's perfect. And then it was just about like the end of my first breakup and coming to terms with my sexuality while being in like the confines of my own bedroom. And the editor at the LA Times, she called me like 3 hours after I submitted it. And she was like, hey, are you Christian? And I was like, yes, who's this? And she was like, I'm Renee, and I read your piece and I really liked it. Like, we want to publish it. And I was like, you're joking. I was like, there's no way that this is real right now. And she was like, yeah, like, just know moving forward that like, if you submit a piece, you probably won't get a call in 3 hours. She was like, I just had a free day today, so I was reading all the things. And I was like, okay. So from there, it was kind of off to the races with writing. And about, the sexual assault, I always knew I wanted to put it in some written form and talk about it. I think that was like the hardest thing I ever had to show, like the people in my life, like, hey, I'm gonna write this piece and I'm gonna talk about it. And a lot of people weren't aware of it, obviously. And I think once I came out, I was able to like open the floodgates on everything that I experienced as a kid. And that was something that was just like always at the forefront, that I was trying to like run around and be like, maybe I can deal with these things without dealing with that big scary thing. And I thought, you know, once I came out as like bi and queer, and I started to experience like romantic relationships with guys, I thought that sort of, that like little monster, that big monster in my head from that experience would like go away, because I'd be like, oh, I came to terms with who I am. And I was like, no, I actually just opened the door. It's still gonna be there unless I really face it head on. And once again, going to therapy really showed me that like, if I don't write about it and process it, I'm not gonna get to let it like stop running my life. And it's still something that is a part of my life every day, but once I really talked about it and understood what happened and like let myself live free of that like shame, the monster in my head got a lot smaller.
It's super brave.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really. And also, I'm glad that you are that brave, because the only way through it, the only way out of it is to go right through it. To your point, you can't circle around it and expect that it's going to go away. And you're doing the hard work. You're dealing with it. And that voice will just keep getting smaller.
Yeah, and so did that inspire you to keep writing and write? I have.
Oh no, there it is.
I have. So I got this book.
It's so cute.
Her,
Who wrote it?
Oh my, her, him, and I, and it is a book
Does it
of
match the chair so
poems
nicely too?
It's so
that
good.
you wrote. I love this cover.
Thank you.
Did you have a hand in this?
I did. Me and my publisher, Michelle, we went through a million covers, and that was an idea.
But tell us how you got to writing
a
book of poems and publishing them.
Okay.
That is a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
It's in Barnes and Noble.
It is. That's
crazy.
I went.
That's crazy.
I know.
I went to one in like Costa Mesa the other day, and I stole a pen off the counter, and I was like, I'm just gonna sign it really quick.
Oh my God.
And my
that's so
boyfriend was
cool.
like, I think that's illegal, and I was like, it's fine. So I started.
You're signing mine before you go.
I will sign it. That was kind of like writing poetry was like it happened, you know, like at the same exact time that I was writing the essays. That was something that was just a little bit more whimsical for me. Like writing the essays, kind of that stemmed from like journal entries. And the poetry was also something that stemmed from that, but I was like, okay, I'm done like talking about my problems. I want to like be like magical and try things that feel like I'm escaping from my reality. And poetry was a huge part of that. And I wrote for years and years, and I ended up with a book, and I submitted it to like over 100 publishers, and almost every person said no except Central Avenue, and it was the gift of a lifetime.
Do you have a favorite?
A favorite poem? Oh my
that you wrote in
God.
here? Would you read it? I love when someone can read their
my
own
God.
poetry.
Oh my God,
Do you
yeah.
like to read your poetry?
Yeah, I do like to read my poetry.
Will you
I haven't
please?
read it in a little
Well,
bit.
pick one that you
my
really
God,
love
which one should I
that
read?
represents you. Well, you know them.
Oh my God.
Do a really, really long one.
I'll keep you here until we hit meal penalty, all right?
Ooh, like that one is like 3 pages.
No, I'm looking for
Oh,
one.
Lisa, we're going to get to you too, by the way.
There's
We're not
one.
ignoring you over here.
No, she'll read it with me. She'll read it with me.
I love talking
There's
about
one that I'm
Christian
looking
Paul
for.
Weissmann.
Lisa was there during all of this, and she was at my book party.
I was.
And
Oh my
she
God,
was
that's amazing.
Yeah. So
weird.
that was even before like Bold and
It was,
everything.
it was.
Like I was always talking about like when we'd see each other. I'm like, I'm writing this book, and she was so supportive, and a lot of people were like, okay, like little 22-year-old Christian's writing a book, like good luck with that, kid. And you were always very, very supportive.
I will say though, like Christian and I feel like it's not like we're trying to stay away from each other, but even if we wanted to stay away from each other, the universe just like keeps
Bringing you back together.
bringing us back.
I can relate.
Like
I
we were
can
saying,
relate.
it's like looking in a mirror. Like truly, I think we're gonna be cast in the same stuff for the rest of our lives.
I also
hope so.
You need to. Somebody's got to move. You have to be closer to each other.
I know. That lease will. It'll be a year and
All
it'll
right,
be
let's
done.
get
Okay,
back
I'll
to the
read
poem.
them.
I want to hear it.
Okay.
Here we
so
go.
this is one that I think, because you know this book is about the romantic relationships in my life, but it's most importantly about my relationship with myself. And this is a poem I wrote about like how I imagined like the beginning of my life in a way that is pretty cynical. So, but I think it's an important like flavor to the book. It's called 7 pounds, 8 ounces. Born into a February hailstorm, carried into the arms of the song who will soon forget my name. They spit addiction onto each piano key, demanding I drink their emission like a posthumous inheritance. I call for a doctor because they refuse to sing for a sponsor. It's no use trying to fix the tempo, simply join the dance. I sway back and forth as I forge my bets of changing the cycle into their best bottle of whiskey. When I come up for air, I'm sent to the front lawn with the rest of the dreamers to patch up paint on their white picket fence. I chew on their loose tobacco as the sky begins to cry into my cheeks. I wipe my face as their melody sneaks into my eardrums yet again, stating, hey, you missed a spot. Little heavy, but I'm all good. Thank you. Thank you.
It's beautiful,
Give me
and,
my
and it
book
doesn't
back.
even
Don't
take
try and
time.
steal my book.
I'll give it back. I honestly haven't read that one since it came out, or like a week or two after.
Anyway,
Because I read it for so many years, like, and especially during the editing process, it was like every day to the point where you're looking at the same
You need a
poem,
break.
and I was like, oh my God, I need a break. So I started to read some of it like on the 1-year anniversary, and I was like, wait, I still like this, and I was really happy with that.
Wait, it's crazy. Like your vocabulary is so like wide, and we just talk in like meme brain rot.
It's Merriam-Webster, babe.
Brain rot.
It's Merriam-Webster.
Oh really?
I'm like,
It's like what's a synonym for?
I'm like, what's a synonym for confused? And I'm like, okay, this will sound good. I'm like, I'm just trying to be Taylor Swift when she wrote folklore.
Right.
Okay, so what else do you like to do when you are not on camera? What are some other creative outlets for you?
God, this is like really so embarrassing. I like to like lay down.
She does like to lay
I
down.
like always, even when I was like in school, when we would do like icebreaker activities, and they're like, "What's your hobby?" My hobby is like being unconscious in my bed. You know?
Sleeping?
No, unconscious. Is unconscious like dead?
No.
No.
Unconscious
Oh my God.
is
Oh my God.
Dead is dead.
You're
like,
without
dead is
consciousness.
Dead love.
Dead is dead.
Yeah, I like to be like laying down,
Asleep?
asleep.
Sometimes awake. She called me at 6 o'clock. She was in bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, laying. And I
My
was like,
favorite
"Right."
thing to do is like just pump my brain full of just TikToks and Instagram
You're
reels.
still really into TikTok.
I am. And I like to harass my friends by FaceTiming them a million times.
You
and-
do. We really crossed the bridge on that in the last
Yeah.
2 years.
I
Now we
kind
just
of,
talk
but
to each other.
I prefer FaceTime to texting because I think communication is becoming a lost art form with some young kids who, don't know tone. And if
Yeah.
you send an emoji, it's like, things can be misinterpreted. But
Yeah.
at least FaceTime, you are seeing one another.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like seeing your face.
I like seeing
on
your
the
face
FaceTime.
too.
Even it's so funny. Like there have been so many times in the past couple weeks, like especially with like all the stuff leading up to the Emmys and like both working on the show at the same time. Like we'll call each other, and sometimes like my boyfriend will be asleep in the other bed and in the bed, and I'll go into my bathroom and shut the door, and I'm like, okay, I can talk for 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, you're like my secret girlfriend.
Literally.
Like I'll be like, okay, let me just say goodnight to him for like 5 minutes, and then I'll go into the bathroom and I'll talk to Lisa, and I'll be like, what's up, bitch? Let's go.
We literally do that
Do
all
you
the
ever
time.
take a break from social media and TikTok together?
Here's the thing, right? Like, I like to just see so much on my phone that a thought doesn't pass my head, you know?
And sometimes
Do you think this is healthy?
No,
Listen,
it's
you're
not
growing up in a
healthy.
different generation, right? So it's kind of weird. It came into our lives at a much later stage in our life.
No, it's definitely not healthy.
I-
I'm not proud of it,
But
but
I
it's
feel like you're not like you can put your phone down and like be present for.
well,
like,
yes, if I'm
quite
like
a few
out, but
hours.
like
yeah,
if I'm back from work, I'm not gonna go like paint.
yeah.
I'm gonna go scroll. And
Okay.
It's
the
like a
thing-
detox, I
But
get it.
I'm such an overthinker, and I'm so self-aware, and I know everything that like is unhealthy in my life that I could change or should change, but like I like it here.
Yeah, you like it here.
I love Red 40. I love hot Cheetos. I
Well,
love
you're
TikTok.
very self-possessed,
You love
which frankly I admire any young person who is, because I think for some of us it takes a longer time to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, tell us then a little more about.
The show, Elle?
Yeah, you want to talk about Elle?
Yeah.
That's about Elle. I was gonna ask. I'll go back to what I was gonna say, but
I know I
Rebecca
interrupted you.
just interrupted.
I'm such
so
a
we'll
jerk.
Just go on that journey
I'm
now.
such a jerk. Okay, ask
This
me
is
to
literally
react.
us.
literally
It's
looking in
literally
a
looking
mirror.
in a
Oh,
mirror.
well, see, this is what you're gonna look like. Okay.
Thank God.
Thank
literally.
God,
Oh
seriously.
my God, I was nervous.
I'll take it.
Yes, I play one of Elle Woods' friends in the new Legally Blonde prequel, where
Yes.
Elle Woods is in high school. It was like one of the best wardrobe departments I've ever worked with. I mean, like just dripping in
Iconic.
Hermes
Oh,
and
that's so
Dolce &
fun.
Gabbana and Gucci and like
That must be fun.
Like Daddy's Amex is gonna pay for it. It was a lot of fun. And,
That's a fun character.
Yeah, totally. It's so completely different from what I do on Bold, so it was refreshing.
Yeah.
The budget of the show was crazy. We shut down Rodeo Drive.
I remember seeing those photos.
And
those
we were on
paparazzi
Demois.
photos. It
We
was
were on
crazy.
Demois.
She was on Demois. You know
Yeah.
what Demois is?
No, what's more?
It's like a
It's the modern day
gossip-
Perez Hilton.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh.
Yeah.
yeah. And
Oh my God, we're 80. We're like.
I know
we're like,
Perez Hilton.
We're like,
I know Perez
Dubois?
Hilton.
Dubois?
I was-
I know, no,
Dumois.
we're like, Dumois?
Demois. No, I know. It kind of appeared out of nowhere. It was like
let's FaceTime.
it's like
Oh my God. Instead of
Back
having
in my
like
day, we had a
diva
phone on the wall,
development,
and that's
I
how we
need to
talked
be
to
like,
each other.
they need to take
Yeah.
me into their
Listen,
wing and
listen.
teach me technology.
Well,
wait. I know.
Okay,
is
so there's an
know
actress
what
named
he's
Kim Zimmer. You know what I'm going to say, and she's was the matriarch of Guiding Light, and she used to call Rebecca her diva in development. And she wanted to take Rebecca under her wing and teach her ways,
How to be the lead of a show.
how to be the lead of a show. So can we be your?
Oh, I thought you were going to tell them about my paper calendar and that they need to teach me how to use.
No, I want you guys to bring
My
us
mom
into the
still has a
future.
paper calendar.
Take us under your wings and show us your
Absolutely.
ways. And I know what I was going to say before is I know that Twilight was a big influence for you.
Are you still into Twilight?
am I still into Twilight?
She's still into
I
Twilight.
literally have a vampire fang tattoo for Twilight. I love Twilight so much. It's like truly sometimes like
I know you,
You
went
just
to visit
lit
where
up.
they
That was
where they
pretty
shot
magical.
it.
Yeah,
You went.
Washington.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
a whole tour.
twice. I like truly I can recite every single line in every single movie, but like I'll be with a friend and they'll try to cater to me and be like, let's watch Twilight, and I'm like, no. Because if anyone says anything snarky about Twilight, because it is very campy, I'm gonna have your head on a like.
You're
Was-
protective of the art. I get it.
Yeah.
Was it the experience of like watching those movies that made you want to be?
It's just like the nostalgia of it all. I feel like people have that with like Disney Channel shows that you watch growing up.
Yeah.
You love like Hannah Montana.
I do. Hannah Montana and Gilmore Girls. That's
Yeah.
what made me the beautiful homosexual man I am today.
Yeah, but Twilight is just like the soundtrack and like the filters and the gloominess and like I love when it rains. I don't know.
Maybe you have to move to Washington.
I want to move to Seattle.
Oh God.
I know I'm jumping around. We are jumping around topic
We're
to
having
topic, but
fun.
we are having fun.
I'm having a
but
great time.
You've mentioned your mom a couple times. So
Yes.
you have a really close relationship with your parents, and
I do.
I want you to talk about the PowerPoint presentation you put together.
Oh my God.
To become an actor, and don't tell my daughter because she will have
Oh
goats
my
and horses
God.
and
I'll
everything
give her
else.
some
Everything.
tips. I'm
You don't know
really
this about it?
impressed.
No.
Do you know about my PowerPoint presentation I made for my parents when I wanted to move to LA?
No.
So I always wanted to be here. My aunt and uncle lived here and they worked in the industry, and I just knew I was like, because we weren't in the city, we were like an hour and a half north in the suburb. I really struggled there. I was like this very extroverted, flamboyant kid, and I knew I wanted to act, and I was doing community theater since I was like, 11 months old, or maybe a little bit older than that. And I asked my mom and my dad for months and months, or years probably, like, I want to go live with my Aunt Bridget and like try out the acting thing. And I had an agent in Chicago, and I was doing like kids theater there and commercials, but I wanted to take it to the next level. And they were like, yeah, like maybe one day, maybe when you're 18. And I think I just woke up one day and I was so fed up at not being taken seriously as a 12-and-a-half-year-old that I was like, I'm gonna try to show them that like this is what I could do. This is the career path of someone I could follow, and like I just want to try it.
Who was it?
Who was it? Yes.
Well, there was a few. There was like the entire cast of Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, Drake and Josh, like any like teen like
because you wanted to act at 12 and a half, so you're like, I can be on one of these shows.
Yes, 100%. I think I also was watching, I don't know if, I was watching Pretty Little Liars. I was watching Friends. I was watching Entourage, which was somewhat
such a great
concerning to
show.
watch at 11 and 12 years old. I was like, I want to be Vinny Chase. And they were like, why do you know that name? And I basically, I did like charts of like, this is when this person moved to LA, and then like in 3 to 4 years, they booked this role and they were making this amount of money. And I sat them down and I showed it to them, and then they were like, okay, you can go for a month. And I was like, I'll take it. And then 1 month turned into 3 months, and 3 months turned into 6 months, into a year. And
you came out with your mom?
I came out at first with my mom for the month, and then she moved back, and I lived with my aunt and uncle for a couple years. And then during like the pandemic, my parents kind of trickled out here.
Wow.
So now both my parents and my brother all live out here.
That's great.
Crazy.
It's my doing. Even
That's
though they
pretty
say that they
amazing.
just liked California in the end. But
Wait, so what? But when
crazy.
did you start working?
I started working, I think, in like 2014. So when I was 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how about you?
When did you start working?
I joined SAG when I was 8.
That's crazy. You got years on me, sister.
Also, you guys are so level-headed and normal, and
It's just a facade.
Yeah, get a drink
like,
on us, and you'll be like,
yeah.
please get away from me.
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
these child actors away from us.
No, we're still like, I mean, we're adults, but we
But
are
I feel
child
like we
actors.
didn't like hit the like child actor mecca though.
Yeah, there is a level of like people in LA that hit such immense success at like 13, 14 years old, and then like in their 20s, they like don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
Well, you miss a bunch of like milestones that
Absolutely.
100%. All
You know,
the like
your
core
childhood.
experiences.
and
Yeah.
people saying no to you, which stops happening if you are the moneymaker in your family and you're 13 years old.
Yeah.
And people on sets that are just bringing you things all the time. It's
Absolutely.
it's a hard thing to navigate, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think the entertainment industry could represent kids better than they
Get
do
rid of
now?
AI.
Yeah, literally.
AI is pretty-
Eradicate
AI is pretty
AI
scary.
from anything,
Yeah.
and like listen to the kids, the teenagers. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like
the
when
summer
you're,
I turned pretty.
yeah,
Jenny Han listens to the teenagers who are watching the show, and that's why it's so immensely successful.
Yeah.
And like,
and I think too, like even like as a kid, when you are a minor on a set, like it's like they treat you with care, but sometimes you're also just like an object in a way, because they're like they don't have the same conversations with you that you will as like an adult. And I noticed that as an actor, like when you're over 18 and a little bit older, like people really start to take you more seriously. But like as a kid, you're still experiencing the same exact things. In fact, like in a way where you're more vulnerable as a kid. So it's like check in with those actors
Yeah.
and like listen to them, and they have the same thoughts and ideas that we as adults do.
Yeah.
And yeah, eradicate AI and gay rights, and then I'm set. I can call it a day
Tilly Norwood, when I catch you.
when I catch you.
So Lisa, not only do you work on The Bold and Beautiful, but you have a recurring role on Elle, which is the Legally Blonde prequel. You have to. I know I wasn't want to say reboot. Everything's a reboot. So
I
this
know.
Is a prequel. This is a prequel. And then you
What's
also have
a
a movie
reboot?
coming out called
I wish you all the best.
I Wish You All the Best.
It's based on the novel by Mason Deaver called I Wish You All the Best. Tommy Dorfman directed it and produced and wrote it. It's about a non-binary kid coming to terms with their sexuality and their identity. And
Who do you play?
I play one of their lesbian friends.
How fun.
Lesbianka.
Lesbianka!
And Harrison is in that movie too.
Yes!
Is that right?
Harrison
plays my
Cohn,
boyfriend.
who plays
Yes.
Christian's boyfriend on The Bold and Beautiful. Isn't that movie? My God, you guys!
Yes,
It's like this.
all
It's a fun
connected.
little-
There's
Her web
literally
connects
4
us
people
all.
in Los Angeles,
Yes.
and we see them every night we go out.
Where
Yeah.
can we see
hilarious.
the movie?
It's coming out in theaters.
In theaters.
The Lionsgate movies.
The Lionsgate movie.
Cute.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a really important story. I feel like there's not a lot of, movies or shows about being non-binary, and yeah, they come from a very unaccepting household, and they run away to their estranged sister and her husband, which is played by Alexandra Daddario and Cole Sprouse. Lena Dunham is in it. It's
Wow.
pretty star-studded
names.
cast.
You've worked with a lot of stars
I have.
in your
You're
young
the biggest
life.
one.
In your young life.
You
That's
have
pretty
to.
amazing.
Who?
Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
it's
exciting.
It's a really sweet, like if you're ready to cry and feel cathartic, then you should
Cool.
watch
It's
it.
an
got a lot
important
going
story. I'm
on.
glad you got to be a part of it.
Thank you both.
All right, you are
For
both
being here.
absolutely
Thank you,
delightful.
You're amazing. And if
Thank
you
you.
want, you can catch Christian and Lisa on The Bold and the Beautiful weekdays on CBS or on Paramount Plus. You can catch Lisa in Elle, which is going to be on Amazon Prime, and obviously in her movie I Wish You All the Best in theaters coming
And
soon.
You
And
can
his book.
Oh, and your book.
Also, guys, Her, Him, and I poetry.
Anywhere you get books.
Barnes and
Anywhere you
Noble.
get-
Barnes and
He's
Noble.
in
Or-
Barnes
or-
and
or
Noble.
small
Barnes and
bookshops.
Noble.
Or a small
Oh,
bookshop.
yes.
Go to
But wherever.
Chevalier's in Larchmont
Support
if you're in
small
LA.
businesses.
It's a coming of age story. It's a good read. It's 90 pages. It's like a dinner. You
If
know?
Lisa can read it,
you can read it too.
I like poems because you can read one and just digest that and like come back to it. I don't like to read them all like back to back to back because then they start to blend together. But that's me.
Anyway, thank you again.
Thank you
all for watching. You can catch us on the CBS YouTube channel, the Odyssey app, or wherever you get your podcasts, and we will see you next time.